11th, 2026, Iran's Islamic Revolutionary Guard Corps attacked a container ship in the Strait of Hormuz, then declared the waterway closed to all traffic until further notice. The Cyprus-Flagged MV Galaxy was hit while attempting to transit the strait, causing an onboard fire and significant damage to the engine room. One civilian crew member is missing. The IRGC claimed the vessel was using an unauthorized route.
Well, thank you very much. And before we begin on the plane, this is a brand new hangar because, as you probably have learned, these planes are much bigger. The other plane was about 35 years old, and it was time, and the President of the United States, numerous of them, would land, and they'd be standing next to one of the new 747s. And the biggest difference is the difference in size. It's like virtually double the size. And it, actually on a runway it looks even more so. And I said to myself, you know, these countries, they have a lot of respect for us, a lot. And yet they have a plane that's much better and much newer. It's a little ridiculous out there. And we have our signal and we have our beautiful American flag, and we put the wave in it, as you know. We've always gone with this straight little noodle, and I never loved that. Now we have a wavy, beautiful flag. We're waving it proudly because our country is doing so well. Our country's doing so well. Those ships are flowing out of the Hormuz Strait like nobody's ever seen before, actually. There were a lot of them, about 700 of them, and they're pouring out. The oil is all over the place. You're going to see oil drop so low. I hope the companies are happy about it. But we have a lot of victories. We had a great victory in Venezuela, where we're now doing really well with the government. The big companies are all in there, the oil companies. They're building rigs, and we've paid for that war many, many times over. We're running it, and again, we have a fantastic relationship with the people of Venezuela. Venezuela has become a happy country because they have never made the money that they're making now. We take some, and they take some, but I just want to thank the general for the job. Raisin Cane, I liked his name right away. I had him, Raisin Cane, and he raises cane, and he's very quiet about it, but he knows how to win. I knew that a long time ago. I said, if I ever get back here, I know the guy I'm going to put in charge of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, and I got my man. So thank you, General. Great job. We're proud of you. And all of the people.
The United States launched a third round of airstrikes against Iran this week in direct retaliation. At 7:15 p.m. Eastern Time, U.S. Central Command forces began striking Iranian military targets along the southern coast. The Pentagon said President Trump personally ordered the strikes, which targeted Iran's ability to threaten commercial vessels. Explosions were heard across several Iranian coastal cities. Gulf nations also reported intercepting incoming Iranian attacks on their territory.
Use it for a little while because the planes are pretty old. Our planes are old. See, a normal president wouldn't do this. A normal president wants to stay away from aircraft. We don't want to order any aircraft so that everybody thinks, but our country has to be represented properly. That includes we have the greatest military in the world. We have the greatest aircraft anywhere in the world, military fighters and bombers, and the B-2 bomber, you saw what that did. And we should have a plane. And we're going to have, as you know, we ordered two for a long time ago. They ordered, and they're coming in. And the hangar was built for the large plane. The other plane is such a difference in size, but there will never be one like this. This is very unique. This is considered the world's most luxurious plane. When it was built at a level that will probably never be seen again. And if the press would like, I don't know if it's going to help me with stories. I don't think they'll be any different. But what we're going to do is we're going to take you for just a quick tour. The press is actually going to, oh, look at them. They're actually smiling. Are you smiling? The first time I've seen them smile in years. They don't smile at Republicans. They should smile at Republicans because we're the ones that make America great. Anyway, but that's good. You happy about that? We'll do it. All right. So when I leave, they're going to take you for a little tour. You'll see something you won't even believe. And you'll be spending a lot of time. We're doing a lot of trips. We'll be going to Turkey. We'll be going at some point during the year back to China. President Xi's coming here in September. but we're going back for a big conference that's in China. I said I'd do that. And I want to thank China because, to be honest, I asked President Xi not to get involved with Iran. And they get 50% of their oil from the Strait. But I asked him not to get involved. And he said he wouldn't, and he didn't. I mean, very nice, actually. Very nice. So I appreciate that. But we'll be doing a lot of traveling together. The workmanship of this plane is, when you see it, you won't believe it, actually. The quality of woods, the quality of the...
The Trump administration issued grand jury subpoenas to 4 New York Times reporters over their coverage of Air Force One. The journalists, Eric Schmidt, Tyler Pager, Eric Lipton, and Julian Barnes, must testify before a grand jury in Manhattan next Wednesday. The story in question reported that the Secret Service urged President Trump to leave the NATO summit in Turkey on an older Air Force One, instead of the Boeing 747 donated by Qatar, citing security concerns. The Reporters' Committee for Freedom of the Press called the subpoenas an unprecedented breach of long-standing Justice Department practice. The Trump administration finalized a major rule change gutting the Endangered Species Act. The new rule removes habitat destruction from the definition of harm, meaning developers can now destroy places where endangered wildlife lives, as long as animals are not directly killed. The rule reverses 50 years of environmental protections. Conservation groups say this opens the door to drilling, mining, and development across critical wildlife habitats. A separate ruling already exempted the Gulf of Mexico oil industry from the act entirely.
Ended 8 wars. I'm very proud of it, but this was the one I thought might be the easiest of all, and it's turned out to be a little more difficult, but we're going to get it done. I want to thank the Secretary of the Air Force, who's a friend of mine. He's highly respected. He's a great guy. He's doing a wonderful job out here. Troy, thank you very much. Troy Mink, thank you very much, Troy. Great job. And he loves it, don't you, love? He likes beautiful aircraft. Now, we have beautiful aircraft. We have a thing called the F-47. I'm sure you haven't heard of it. But they say it's stage 6. They say it's the greatest fighting machine ever developed, and we'll find out. The F-47. And it's under construction now, and they have the assembly line already working, and it's going to do great. Undersecretary of War Michael Duffy. Thank you, Michael. Thank you very much. Great job. Thank you. And again, the chairman of the Joint Chiefs of Staff, Daniel Kane, who's fantastic. Air Force Chief of Staff, General Kenneth Wilsbach. Thank you. Thank you, Kenneth. The CEO of L3 Harris, Chris Kubasik. Thank you. Great job, Chris. He said they do a lot of the great planes in the world, and he said, we never did one like this. This is something special. Thank you. I heard you were fantastic. Thank you very much. And I also want to thank, I think, a natural-born warrior. His name is Pete Hegseth, and he has done, working with the generals and everybody else, he's a natural, I believe. Well, so far we've been winning all the time. We're not going to lose. He doesn't know how to lose, and he's a tough cookie, and he loved the first day I met him, I said, this guy really loves the military. Very successful, great colleges, went to the best schools, great student, but he loved the military. And I said, I'm going to give him a chance, and he more than lived up to the reputation, so he's great. He's doing a fantastic job. Pete Hegseth. And I also want to thank especially the 250 people.
Senator Mitch McConnell has been hospitalized for 4 weeks, and his office still has not disclosed why. Paramedics performed CPR on McConnell after he was found unconscious on June 14th. His aides would only say he, quote, continues to improve. Video footage emerged this week showing McConnell being taken by ambulance. With the Senate returning Monday for key votes, including war powers checks on the Iran conflict, pressure is growing on the Kentucky Republican to reveal his medical condition.
But it took us about 10 months, and they did it really professionally. These generals were what they do. And this was this was love, right? This was not your normal general. This was not your normal situation. Come here, I want to shake your hand. You work so hard. Come here. This guy. He worked so hard with such love, and it's basically is a love for the country and a love for the Air Force, but his whole group was just unbelievable, and you thank them all. Okay? Thank you, General. Appreciate it. Great job. And it was all of the generals. They wanted to do something special. They wanted to get it done for the 250th year, the anniversary. We have America's 250th, and that's coming up in a little while. And I think I can say that we're going to do a flyover like no flyover. This is going to lead a group of many, many planes. I do love the F-22, I have to tell. Does anybody like the F-22? I love the F-22. I say, why aren't you putting F-22s? They're putting F-22s. They're going to have the 35s. They're going to have the 60s. They're going to have everything. But this will be a flyover on July 4th. I think I can say the likes of which we've never seen before, General, right? Spending a couple of bucks extra for a little fuel. We own the plane, so all we need is a little extra fuel, right? And we have every pilot wants to do it. Those pilots are all fighting to do it. So we're going to have a lot of planes flying over the Capitol and over the White House. And maybe I could ask you to do a return trip, too, because, you know, they fly over and they go fast. When they're going slow, they're going fast, right? And as I understand it, this is going to lead the brigade. And the general's doing that. I mean, see it, because sometimes you see them and you, like, for instance, the other night, did anybody see the fight the other night by any chance? Because I figured because it was one of the highest rated shows they've ever had, ever. I think everybody was watching that. That was rather gruesome. Would anybody like to be a fighter? I don't think so. That was...
In Maine, Democrat Graham Platner officially withdrew from the U.S. Senate race after a woman he previously dated publicly accused him of sexual assault. Platner denied the allegations, but submitted his withdrawal paperwork on Friday. Maine Democrats now have until July 27th to select a replacement nominee to challenge Republican Senator Susan Collins in the November midterm elections. Around 600 delegates will vote at a new nominating convention. Candidates have until July 15th to declare their candidacy. That is your Trump brief for Saturday, July 11th. Iran closes the Strait of Hormuz. The U.S. strikes back for a third time, and 4 New York Times reporters face a grand jury. Subscribe to the Trump Brief, USA, for the latest every day. See you tomorrow.